Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasadiye Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Jaya Shri Krishna Prabhu
Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnu Par Paramaham Chapari Vicharya Drata Sata Shishima A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Par Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Par Paramaham Chapari Vicharya Drata Sata Shishima Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Shri Par Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Friends of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Chakraspuri Dham Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Ganga Maya Ki Jai Yamuna Maya Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai Creative Dhaka Bhakti Distribution Ki Jai Samavekta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premananda All glories to the Samavekta All glories to the Samavekta All glories to the Samavekta All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga
Hari Bol.
Namaste Narashingaya
Namaste Narasingaya
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaur Premanand.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Welcome back to our weekly satsang and also welcome back after a wonderful Krishna Conscious New Year event. You all liked it? A good exercise for the body, right? It is a little bit. Okay, so as you all know, today we have our special guest, Her Grace Kirtida Kumari Devi Dasi. You all know her, but still I would like to take this opportunity to introduce her for the online devotees. So she's a disciple of His Holiness Radharani Swami Maharaj. She's been in Krishna consciousness practicing and also preaching sometimes for the past more than 2 decades. 2 decades, right? 2012. 2012 is when she got initiated at Gita Nagari, along with our beloved His Grace Shyam Kumar Prabhu. So they both got initiated in 2012. But she's been practicing much before that. 2001 and 2002 is when she got into Krishna consciousness, when she was in California. And since then she's been very diligent, very punctual and very sincere in practicing all Krishna consciousness. So we'd like to hear from her today, Srimad Bhagavatam. Is it Srimad Bhagavatam? Yes. Okay. So a special topic today. Be very attentive. It's very interesting. It's a very special topic related to Srimad Bhagavatam, but we don't continue our the series of Srimad Bhagavatam, what we are doing. We won't continue that today, but it will be a very different topic, very interesting topic, so please be attentive. So thank you. Big round of applause to Kirtida Kumari.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Nena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya
Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to speak about Krishna. I'm not a scholarly person. I don't know anything about this. I'm just a sadhaka. But because of the opportunity, I want to speak about Krishna and discuss what I know or what I try to learn. This new year we all had a gathering and we did discuss about our resolutions for the new year. So it's been 3 days. 3 days now. On that day for the resolutions we were talking about what we want to do in 2026. So just taking up a resolution is not enough. We need to work on that. So for that we have to think, plan and then reach the goal. We should not just because we are in a gathering say something and then forget it there. Because everybody are saying we also are inspired to say something. But instead we have to try and work on that. How to fulfill that is very important. Every resolution, whatever we take, whether it is New Year or not, it should kind of carry us forward in Krishna consciousness. We say Happy New Year. Instead of saying just Happy New Year, we say Happy Krishna Conscious New Year. What is that? On the 1st of every year, we are trying to text or say to each other Happy Krishna Conscious New Year. That means more than what we did in the last year, we want to improve or add Krishna in our daily activities. That's what we mean by Happy Krishna Conscious New Year. Earlier, I remember when we joined, it's a couple years back, we didn't have so much of technology. Then it was mostly Sunday going to temple. Maybe at least I didn't have any books, or even if I had the books I was not reading so much. But if any Vaishnava senior devotees came, we would hear from them. Just the Sunday feast, that was something very special for us, going to the temple on Sunday afternoon or evenings. So it was very limited. Chanting and doing arti, these were the things what we were doing in our normal day-to-day activity. But as we saw after COVID, suddenly everything changed. We had Zoom, like Zoom is there since morning till night. There are so many programs to choose from. What do you want to do? Do you want to do Bhakti Vriksha, Bhakti Vriksha, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Shastri? Everything was available online for us. And also, if you want to have any deity darshan, sitting at home you can just choose what you want to attend. We didn't have the facility back then, but now it has become so easy to choose from the options what we have. But having so many options to choose, we have to always make an attempt to see that whatever we are doing is on a serious note. If we can really connect to Krishna, is that helping me grow in Krishna consciousness? That is what we want to change, do. Everything what we are doing, it has to either change our heart or consciousness. If that is not happening, then attending so many programs is of no use. Krishna conscious means 3 things. It's like how to live, art of living, art of loving, and art of leaving. Art of living is the lifestyle what we have. Like we don't want to carry any baggage. Mainly like if someone has done something, you don't want to have that in your mind for a very long time. You have to try and forgive that or forget those instances and just have the good memories. And art of loving is how you treat everybody around you, with love and care. That is art of loving. And art of living is what we learn in Krishna consciousness. How to leave this body. That is art of living. How to get serious in Krishna consciousness. So for some people it is very easy. If you if you lay out some rules and regulations, they can just follow. If you tell them, get up at 3 o'clock and start chanting, it's very easy. The very next day they can start doing that. If you say, don't eat onion, garlic, it's very easy for them to start doing that immediately. But for some people, it is difficult. It's not that easy. They take some time. Or some people, they don't even feel like doing that. So each person is different. Just like I was thinking about the school, how it is. When a child is sent to the school, say like any school for that matter, they have, before the first day, they send out a PDF or an email which has all the details, what happens at school, like how it works. The very first day, the school starts at 8:15, say. So they say, everybody, whoever are coming, by cars, the car riders, they can enter through this door. The school door opens at 8 o'clock and you can use these doors. Car riders have a specific way to enter the school. And then once it is like say 8:15, they say 8:15 we stop. After that they are tardy. And they start laying out other kind of rules. They say if you come at 8:16, then you are given tardy, maybe a couple times. And then again you are late, they warn you for a couple times. And then still this continues, they send out a note to the parent. And then they have a meeting. If that is also not working, they have a meeting with the parents. They see what can be done for this. Why is the child getting late every day? So this is how. So they don't assume that because we are saying that 8:15 the school starts, they don't say everybody will be there before 8:15. They know that there will be some kids who will be tardy for different reasons, but they know that this will not happen. So that's why they say if you are there before 8:15, these are the rules, and after 8:15, these are the rules. And exactly like that, even in spiritual life, we have the same rules and regulations, some rules and regulations to follow. There is a story of a king. It seems he used to go in the night just to check the welfare of his citizens. He used to see if they are happy and if they are safe. So he used to go in the night. Once in a while he used to go and see that. And one night when he was going, he saw a man sleeping outside in the balcony. So he goes to him and he asks, why are you sleeping outside? So he says, he gets up and he says, I'm a Brahmana, I'm traveling to some place and I got tired and it's night. I cannot walk now, I'm tired, I need to rest, and that's why I'm sleeping here. So the king, he says, how do I believe that you are the Brahmana? You could be anybody, you could be a robber who is waiting for me to, move out of this place so you can rob this house. He says, no, I'm really a Brahmana. And king says, okay, now if you are a Brahmana, you have to recite a Sanskrit verse. Then I can believe you that you are a Brahmana. So he recites a shloka, some Sanskrit verse. And the king says, okay, that is fine, but I want you to tell me the meaning of this verse. So the Brahmana will say, okay. And he says, the meaning of that verse, what he recites is, what we need in winter, we have to earn in summer. What we need in night, we have to earn in the daytime. What we need in our old age, we have to earn in our young age. And whatever we need after life, we have to earn in this life. So the king says, okay. So he gave the meaning of it. So he'll start walking back to his palace. While walking, suddenly he'll realize, okay, he's just analyzing that. Okay, whatever I need in winter, what do I need in winter? Warm clothes, a house, a shelter, warm shelter. I have that. He checks, he has a list and he's checking. And then he says, whatever I need in the night, I have to earn in the day. So he's thinking, night, what do I need? I need a bed, I need a blanket, I have that. Maybe some food, I have that. And then he says, okay, whatever I need in the old age, I have to earn in the young age. So old age, what do you need? He's like, yes, I have everything what I need for my old age. Now he's thinking of the fourth line, which is, whatever I need for the afterlife, I need to get it in this life. He doesn't understand what is that. What is that I need to do now? He goes back to that Brahmana and he says, now you have to tell me what does this mean. And the Brahmana, he'll explain what it means. So here, what is that, those things, what we need after life, which we have to earn in this life, is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Garuda Purana and in Bhagavad Gita also. Krishna is saying everywhere what we need to do. I just made some notes what is given in Garuda Purana. It's not to scare anyone, I've not taken any serious things, but it's just to bring us into that path of Krishna Bhakti where we are serious. We are doing everything, we are chanting, but maybe we are not that serious. But when we realize the consequences, what is, just like at school, if you don't come by 8:15, you have to go through all these things. The same way, if we are not following the path of Dharma, then what are the consequences? If you know, then you become very serious about it. Or if I don't do this, I don't want to do, get all those things. It's better I do it. It's not about whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not. It's just about it is there. It is the truth. So you'll have to do it. In the scriptures, it is said that the death is very painful. Just imagine when there is a mosquito which is biting. When it bites you, it's so painful. For some people, there is a red bump, suddenly you're scratching. You're paying so much attention to that small little bite. And death, it is said that it is like 100 scorpions biting you at the same time. Very painful. I really don't know what it is, how it is when a scorpion bites, even if it is just one. But it seems it is very painful and it can last for hours. And so imagine that one scorpion is giving so much of pain, and if 100 scorpions are biting you, it is very painful. It must be very painful. And what is death? I'm sure everybody knows this shloka. Dehinosmin. Yeah. Death means it's just like changing the clothes, like somebody changing their shirt. The soul changing from going from one body to another is called death. Which it cannot be said that only certain people will die. Everybody will die. There is no escape from death. There is this incident. There was a lady who came to Gautam Buddha once with her dead son. She says, she's crying. And she's saying, I have only one son and he is dead now. I don't have anyone else. Please, can you bring him back to life? I need this son. I love him very much. She's crying. So Buddha says, no problem. I will save your son. all you have to do is just go and get some handful of mustard seeds. I'm sure most of you know this story. He'll say, just go and get the handful of mustard seeds from anybody. She is about to run because she is in that hurry to save her son. She wants him to be back to life. So she is about to leave the place, and Gautam Buddha says, just one thing in mind. Wherever you are going to get those mustard seeds from, that house should not have any death. Then you can get the mustard seeds. She's in a hurry. She's like, yes, I will do that. She goes to, inside the village, she goes to one house. She'll ask for mustard seeds. And that lady, she's very happy. She says, yes, I will give you the mustard seeds. And she says, only thing is, I hope you don't have any death in your family. That lady, she'll stop suddenly and she'll say, no, my father-in-law passed away last year. And this lady says, okay, now I cannot take. She will go to another house. And there again she'll ask the same thing. Can I have mustard seeds? Even in that house they say, yes, definitely. And when she says, was there any death in your family? She says, yes, just last month my husband passed away. So every house she is going, everybody says someone or the other in their family was dead. There was no single house where there was no death. So she understands. She comes back crying to Gautam Buddha and she says, yes, I understand this. Everybody has this problem. So death is for everyone. And it's not like, it just checks for Hindus or Christians, any religion that happens. And it is said in Garuda Purana that when somebody dies, a very near and dear person dies, you should not cry. It is not possible, right? Just the thought you feel, how is that possible? I'm so attached to that person. Just even the thought, forget about having to face that situation. But just the thought you feel, it's very difficult. How can you not cry? It seems if you cry, those tears, and because your nose, you have a runny nose, the mucus and the tears have to be swallowed by the soul, the dead person. So you should, yes, there is so much of grief, but you should not cry because it is not good for that body for that soul to continue its journey. I'm not trying to scare you. There are really very scary things when you read, but I'm just giving you a small information, how you can become serious in Krishna consciousness. And so you should not cry when somebody dies, which is very difficult, very difficult. And you have to offer pinda. Some people, now we have seen a lot of people actually who say, we don't believe in this. They don't believe in that. But if you believe or not, the scriptures, what it's saying, that is what will happen. So that's the reason we have to train ourselves first and also train our kids in the right way. Because just because we don't know the scriptures, that is not an excuse to say, all the things what is written in scriptures is not applicable to us. Before going into the details of that, the soul leaves in certain ways. So for a pious person, it leaves through the nostrils, eyes and ears and mouth. The 7 openings. That is for the pious person. And for sinful person, it goes through the genitals and anus. And for devotees, it goes through the Brahmarandra. So each person, it is different. And like I was saying, the soul has no religion. Whether you are Hindu, Muslim, whoever, Christians, whether they know scriptures or not, Yamadutas are going to come. Some people think that, because we are not following Sanatana Dharma or we are not Hindus, then these things are not applicable. No, this is universal. For everybody, this is going to happen. So the Yamadutas are going to come. For normal people, that is like for karmis, who are always in sense enjoyment. You know, whatever you do, if you don't have Krishna in that, be it cooking, eating, or seeing something nice, if Krishna is not in any of your daily activities, then you are a karmi. And when death comes to such people, they are very scared. They are so scared, it seems, that they pass urine and stools and they are sweating because they don't know what to do. As soon as they see Yamadutas, they are very scared. But this is not the case with devotees. This will not happen with the devotees because Yamadutas will come depending on the level where we are. Yamadutas will come, and as soon as you see them, you'll start remembering Krishna. You'll start doing Vishnu Smaranam. And when you see Vishnu Yamadutas, you're not scared. Instead, you're remembering Krishna. And if you are really a special soul and you have Vishnu Dutas who are taking. But people who are very highly devoted, highly elevated, those kind of devotees, they have a different way of going to Krishna. They directly go to Krishna. Vishnu Dutas, very respectfully, with pomp and pleasure, they take them to Krishna. But for sadhakas, it is a little different. They are still respected. They are not dragged and taken to Yama, but instead they are respected and nicely they have been taken. And at the time of death, when the soul comes out, it has to take a body. The soul is very minute, very, very minute. You cannot see a soul. They say like it's 100th tip of tip of the hair. If you split 10 times and again 10 times from that one part, that is the size of the soul. Very tiny. You cannot see the soul. But when the person dies, the soul has to take that body. That tiny thing, it has to take the body. It can either enter Yatana Sharira or Divya Sharira. Divya Sharira is for devotees. It's very special. You don't have to fear. You get different treatment, and these are only, Divya Sharira is got only for the people who are going on to the higher planets. Yatana Sharira is the ones for karmis usually, who don't believe in God, who did nothing but sense enjoyment. Anything you're buying, anything you're watching, anything you're using, eating, anything, if Krishna is not there, then you fall under this Yatana Sharira. It seems this body is made in such a way that you can take the pain. You cannot cut that, you cannot, that cannot die. It is there to take the pain. Any amount of pain. See, for us, in this body, if somebody slaps us, there are chances that we go unconscious. If we go in the sun, we can, be unconscious. But for this Yatana Sharira, there is nothing like that. It can take the pain, the maximum pain. And it can, that it just goes into the, it's like, what body is it? Anyway, this Yatana Sharira, it can hear everybody what they are thinking also. It's just not what you're saying. See, now normally when we talk is when, now I'm talking, you all can hear. But what you're saying inside your mind, we don't know. I don't know. So only when it is loud we can hear. But for a Yatana Sharira, it can hear what is going on in your mind. So when in the subtle body, that was the word I was trying to, when the soul comes out, it has a subtle body, and from there it can see everybody, what they are thinking. Some people might, good, this person is gone. if they're saying anything, he was really troubling me or whatever, that thing he can hear, that soul can hear in the subtle body. But unfortunately, when it tries to say something, we cannot hear. It's trying to say, a lot of things it's trying to, but we cannot hear that. And because it's able to see what is going on, it feels very sad for all the wrong things what it has done. And then, but it's too late. It can remember all the things what it has happened in the past, whatever it went through. Usually for us it's very difficult. What we saw in our dream last night we cannot remember. But a subtle body, when we are dead, in the subtle body we can remember whatever happened throughout this life. It's just not last night, one day, 1 week. And it's feeling bad, it's repenting for that. But it's too late. It's too late to do anything then. Going forward, now that the body is dead, we are talking about the pinda. Pinda is very, very important. So every day up till 10 days you have to offer pinda to the soul. For 10 days you have to offer, and then you have to do it every month, and then you have to do it every year. One of the Maharajs, he said that you have to do it at least for 12 years. You can do it as long as you want, every year you can do it, but minimum 12 years you have to do that. What will happen if you don't do the Pinda Dana? What will happen is, the soul cannot have that smooth journey, because the soul has to continue its journey, right? Now it has to go to Yamaloka. But if you are not doing that Pinda Dana ceremony, then it is very difficult for it to go. Now this subtle body, what we are talking about, it seems it is the size of the thumb. It's just the size of the thumb. And every day, those first 10 days when you are doing the Pinda Dana, then it is growing. Now first, the Pinda itself, how it is divided, what is going to happen to the Pinda, what you are offering every day. Quarter portion of it, the Yamadutas eat, it seems. That is their food. For 10 days, the Pinda, what you are offering, quarter portion of it is eaten by Yamadutas. And quarter portion is taken by the subtle body. And half, now half is done, right? Quarter is done. The rest of the half Pinda, it starts forming a Pinda body. With the Anna, what you are doing, it will start forming some shape. In 10 days, the whole body is developed. The first day, head is formed. Second day, neck and shoulders are formed. Third day, the back, heart is formed. Fourth day, the back is formed. Then your navel, then your hips and the thighs, knees, legs. Like that, 10 days, the body is formed. It's in the Pinda form only. Pinda, whatever you're doing, that Anna, in that form only, it's taking the shape of a body. And at the end of that 10th day, it will start feeling very hungry. It is very hungry and it's feeling very thirsty. So that's how it is. Like the 10 days is very important. And also during Mahalaya Amavasya, every year they have this for the people who are dead. They offer Pinda Dana. Every year they do that. It is very important because it seems on those days, the subtle bodies, they come and stand in front of the door of their children, of their relatives. And they wait for the Pinda to be offered. From, the whole day till evening they are waiting. Even by evening, if it is not offered, they curse you and go. I used to hear this, the ancestors or forefathers, there is some shapa, some, what do you call for shapa? curse. Curse. But I was not believing that. But when I was reading and hearing, I felt everything is given. I'm sure most of us have heard a lot of things, right? But because there was no substantial reference, maybe that's why we didn't believe in those things. But everything is given here. And that curse, it could be something like related to your health, related to your children's health, or some fight in the family. It could be anything. It could be anything. And if you offer the pinda by evening, say, it seems they will bless you and leave. So that is why every year during that Mahalaya Amavasya, this particular ceremony is done. And 3 generations, they have the pinda. And also, like, I've heard that the Brahmanas, they can take the names of all the people. Suppose, say, you had a brother or your father and your grandfather, you know the names. You know, there are many people in your family. You can give the names to the Brahmanas and they can invite everybody to have the pinda on that special day. And then, now that this is done on the 13th day, some people say 11th day, some people say 12th day, some people say 13th day. In the scriptures it said 13th day. The Yatana Sharira, it will, I forgot to tell one thing. You know, by the end of this 10 days where you are offering the pinda, the size, initially the size of the was only the thumb size, right? Now it has already become 1 hand size. 10 days it has grown. So that one will leave with the Yamadutas to Yamaloka. While going, it seems it will feel very thirsty. Whoever is going with it, but Yamadutas, they have the hands of thorns and nails. They are hitting the soul, the Yatana Sharira. They are hitting, and it's already it is in pain, and it seems it's so hot. It's like 10 suns burning. Now just imagine in one summer we have just one sun, right? When we go out we feel so hot. What if we had 10 suns, blazing suns? It's very hot. You cannot just imagine how hot it will be. So this particular Sharira, it has to go through in that hot. And it cannot rest anywhere. It's tired, it wants water, but it will not get water. Only if you have planted any plant or tree and you have given watered the plants, then you will get some water. If you have not done, you won't get any water. And when you continue the journey, you feel you want to rest. But if you have not planted any, like I said, any trees, then you won't get any shade. You cannot sit down in any shade. You have to keep continuing. They are hitting you. They continuously hit you. So you continue this journey. And suppose, say, if there is somebody who doesn't have anyone to offer the pinda, or their children, their relatives, they don't believe in that, or they don't know and they don't offer this pinda, then what happens? Yamadutas take them to a forest full of miseries and leave them there till the end of that yuga. Like now it is Kali Yuga. So end of Kali Yuga, you have to suffer in that forest. You cannot continue your journey. So if you don't get this pinda, then your journey is delayed. That's why you should teach. First we have to teach ourselves and teach our children what is the process. But again, for devotees it is different. It is not the same. But for karmis, this is how it works. This soul has to, it will not just go to Yamaloka directly. It has to pass through 16 cities. Every city has a name, different names. But there is a river between 8th and the 9th city. It is called Vaitarini river. Many of you must have heard this river, Vaitarini river. What is this Vaitarini river? It's not like the normal river or some birds. No, it is full of blood, pus and urine, stool, bones. There are a lot of flesh-eating animals like crocodiles and lot of other animals. And this soul has to cross that river and go. It seems this river is so stinking. From miles before it reaches that river itself, it cannot breathe. It's so difficult. It's very smelly. But somehow you go there, and there are some boats coming to certain souls and taking them across the river. Who are the ones? If you have done any godana, any cow services, then you get that special boat. Or else you don't get that boat. You have to swim in that river. And it seems the soul, it's actually drinking that blood because it's so thirsty and it has to swim. And who are the ones, like whatever you have done throughout your life, who are the ones who are giving report to Yamadharma, Yamaraja? It is, we know Chitragupta. Chitragupta also has his assistants. They are called Shravanas and Shravanis. Shravanis are wives of Shravanas, and Shravanas are the sons of Brahma. They have the special ability to hear. They go through all the 14 planetary systems and they can know what is happening, what you are doing. They can see, they can hear everything. So they are the ones who will go and report to Chitragupta. And Chitragupta, he has everything and he will tell this to Yama when you are there. And Shravanis are the ones who give all the details of the women. So there are two different people, working on this. For men separate, for women separate. And Yama, based on the pious activities or the sinful activities, he will give the judgment. What is going to happen next? Where you have to go? What should happen to the soul? Again, it is said that it seems he is not going to go one by one. Okay, you did this, so for you, you're going to go through this. You did this, so you're going to be happy, go to the heavenly planet. It's not like that. It seems it's together. They see how many sinful activities you have done and how many pious activities you have done. So they see if it is 70% of punya, what you have accumulated in this lifetime, then you go to heavenly planets. You enjoy that 70% and then you come down to earth. That 30% you are going to suffer on earth. How are you going to suffer? What are the sufferings? You might be born blind. You might be born in a poor family. You might have family issues, some fights or some health issues, or the children are not okay. Some kind of issue is going on in your lifetime. That is because of that 30%. This percentage is not exact, but I'm just saying that's how it is going to work. If it is 30% of punya and 70% of papa, what you have done, then 70% you go and have the punishment in the hellish planets. And 30% you come back to earth and enjoy that 30%. And some people might say, what if it is 50-50? Then you are on earth. Here you see get the results for both papa and punya. And somebody who goes to heavenly planets, what happens? Just like when you go to a resort or a hotel, you pay them first, right? If you say, I'm going to stay here for 5 days, 4 nights and 5 days. If you say that, then you pay the amount. For those days and nights, you are given royal treatment. You are given the food what you like. You are given the luxury, bed or maybe the jacuzzi to enjoy. Everything is given to you. But at the end of the 5th day, what happens? You have to leave the resort. Right? You cannot say, I've paid, I want to continue. You cannot do that. The credit is over, now you have to get out of the resort. The same thing happens when you go to any heavenly planets, what happens is you enjoy the, because see in heaven, they don't have body like us, they don't have diseases, no pain, nothing, they're always happy. They're always happy and they're enjoying. And once the credit is done, they're falling from the heavenly planets. They just go through all the planets, and then they come to, they go into the clouds. And the clouds, they, when the rain happens, the souls, they come to the earth. There they get into grains, and when humans eat the grains, it get for men it get the food when they eat, it gets into the semen, and when they impregnate the woman, that gets into the woman as a baby, and that baby comes out. So that is the journey of the soul from heaven to the earth. So that is what is going on. Now, how many days does it take for the soul to complete this? Going to Yamaraj, getting everything, and then getting another body. There are different. There is no one strict formula. It depends on the karmas, what you have done, the pious activities, devotional life, what you had, everything. There is no one strict formula. And even how, a lot of times we have this question on how karma acts, right? There is no one formula for that. Only Krishna and Yama, only these two are the people who will know how the karma acts. We won't know. I was talking about the soul, how long does it take to get into another body? So if you are highly pious, say, it will just take you 3 hours 15 minutes to get another body. It is that quick. And if you are, say, you are a pious person, kind of pious, then it will take 24 hours. If you are a good person, not spiritual, but some people, they have the tendency of being good. They cook for people, they give food, or just trying to be good to everybody. Such people, they take 10 days. Somebody who has not been good, who has not done any spiritual activities, they fall under sinful people, and they can take 1 year or above to get this journey done, to get into another body. So this is the time what the soul takes to go from one body to another body. But for devotees, again, they have Divya Sharira. It is not, they don't have to go through all this. Again, devotees, when I say, if they are not Krishna Bhaktas, they are still in the sadhana stage, then they can go to the higher planets like Tapoloka, then Maharloka, all these planets where you can continue with your austerities. And then when you are eligible, you can go to Krishna Loka. So you have different setups done. Even for the pious people, because all these people, whether you're pious or sinful, good person, everybody has the Yatana Sharira. And when the Yamadutas come, they treat you very respectfully, because you have been doing some devotional service, or at least being pious. During the whole journey, when the soul is going to Yamaloka, it is crying and it is repenting. When it has to cross that Vaitarini river and all, it is repenting. Why did I not do this? Why did I not do bhakti? Why did I not chant? It's repenting, but it's very late for it to change. Right? So it has to go through this. That's why, like in the story initially, at the beginning, what I was talking about, the Brahmana and the king, if you understand what is going to happen, then after death, if it's not about whether you believe or not. Some people say, I don't believe life after death, so I don't have to worry about that. It's not about your belief. It will happen because scriptures cannot be wrong. If you believe in scriptures, these are the things what is given in scriptures. Even if you don't believe in scriptures, it will happen to you. So, instead of just getting into the loop of punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, just birth and death, life cycle, instead of going to that cycle, you have to come out. Just all you have to do is be Krishna conscious, meaning in anything what you are doing in your daily activities, think of Krishna. Do it for Krishna. When you are cooking something, instead of thinking of your pleasure, I love this, I want to eat this, say I will cook this for Krishna, offer it and eat. You are still eating your favorite food, but that has become prasadam. So you don't incur any karmas. That way. And just like, suppose if you're going on a journey, any vacation we plan, right? We have 10 days of holidays, so we want to, you have a checklist. I need to do this, I want to see all these places. Did I buy all these things, what I need for my vacation? The same way we have to plan the journey for afterlife. It is very important. How we know? Like by coming in contact with devotees, by reading the scriptures, by following dharma. Dharma is what is very important. You cannot do anything adharma things. At the time of death, what comes with you is only your bhakti, your punya and your sins. So you have to be very careful. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that think of me all the time and I will make sure that you will come back to me without any doubt. He's saying that. He's saying in different scriptures at different times that I will be your savior. You don't have to worry about anything. Just think about me. Very simple things what you have to do. When you're young, mostly, when we are little, even for our children, what do? He is very small. He doesn't do any austerity. He won't do any ekadashis. It's okay if he doesn't attend the class. He doesn't have to do kirtan. All the kids are going and playing outside. The mother says, they are very little. They cannot concentrate. They cannot sit. We have to give that environment. Make them, even if they cannot, you have to teach them. Sit down. Attend the kirtan. Attend the class. Try to, if they cannot attend a class like this, they have to have a special, separate class for kids where they are talking about Krishna. They cannot be excused just because they are little or they don't understand. And then when you're young, as teenagers or 20, 30 years, when you're like that, you're so much into sense gratification that you don't want to do anything related to Krishna. And then when you're old, you're very old that your body cannot do anything. It doesn't have any strength to do anything related to Krishna, the spiritual activities. So that is the reason. There is nothing, like Prahlad Maharaj, what he said, at a very young age you have to train your kids. First train yourself. Just training a kid is not enough. First we have to do that. And then when we tell our children, they will follow. If we don't do, then the children also will not do that. So I hope that we will remember, because I remember a lot of us, we said, we took a lot of resolutions on the New Year. Somebody was saying, I want to hear my own chanting. Yeah, but are you chanting first to hear your own? That is important. So no, I'm not saying anything, but you have to work on our goals, that's all. If I said I want to hear more about Krishna, then I have to make an attempt to hear about Krishna. Even if I cannot hear for 1 hour, I have to hear for 5 minutes or maybe 15 minutes if that is possible. While I'm driving, while I'm eating, sometime I have to make my goal meet. I hope I have made some sense with my little knowledge. kindly forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong or improper in this. It's not to scare anyone, it's just to become more serious in this path. If you read the book, it is really scary. There is so much for every little thing. There is this story of why Dhritarashtra was born blind. It seems in one of the lives, not the previous life, in one of the previous lives, he was with a stick, he was poking the eyes of the ants when he was little. And that was the reason why he was born as blind. So how this works, we don't know. How the karma works, we don't know. So it is not about your liking, it's not about your beliefs. But we have to, it's better to do the right things. Then you are ready for your afterlife. Thank you so much for giving me this time to talk about Krishna.
Any questions? Reflections?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, online Muralidhar Prabhu.
Yeah, Dhanas Pranam Mataji. Very nice, very nice class. Mataji, I just had this question for some time actually, and you brought this topic, so that's why I'm asking this question. See, as we know, the people who are devotees, they, after leaving their body, they directly go to Vaikuntha Dham. But the question is and you as this said, how all the soul has to go through a various rigorous suffering, to reach to Pitraloka, where the Lord Yamaraj is there, to go through to get the judgment, So my question is does whoever doesn't go to Goloka Dham, even the pious or impious, whatever they are, means, they have good karma or whatever, everybody has to go through Pitraloka? Like all this suffering, and then the judgment comes. Okay, you did a very good thing. Then okay, you take this aristocratic family birth, or you go here, you go to this, or you go to Sorga. So my question is that so does everybody has to go through Pitraloka to get the next life?
Prabhuji, I heard in the class that any sadhakas, devotees, but they can be of any level, they still have to go through Yama. They have to go to Yama, and there it is decided where they have to go. Based on their level, they are sent to the planets, like to do their tapas, or they are sent to earth to continue. We have heard they are born in a very settled family where they can improve their bhakti and sadhana. So that kind of life, but they have to go to Yama. But there are certain devotees very highly elevated, they don't go through that, they are taken directly to Vishnu Loka or Krishna.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. That my question is all this suffering, even to reach to Pitraloka, even to reach to Yamaloka,
No, Prabhuji,
all
they
of
are
that
not
suffering has
going
to
to
go
go
through.
through that. They are not going to go through that.
So, who exactly goes through that suffering? Who are very unpious people? Only they go through that. Even for example, a
Pious,
person, huh?
pious, unpious, and also sadhakas also. Again, it depends on their karma. It's so much complicated, Prabhuji. These questions were asked at the end of the sessions. It says that it's very complicated, but it depends on the karma and all that. So if Krishna wants, then he can directly take. If Krishna doesn't want, then they have to go through a lot of things. So it is Krishna's mercy. But if you're talking about devotees like Guru Parampara and all, like Prabhupada and all, they
No,
don't
no,
go through these
I'm
things.
not talking about that. I'm talking about normal, living entities who are on Earth planet, let's say
Yes,
our friends and
Prabhuji.
families. Let's say friends and families who are not devotees.
Yeah,
Okay, friends. So,
everybody has
so
to go.
then
Even
they
if you
have
are
to go through that suffering which you described, going to Yamloka, going towards to Yamloka, like how the Yamadutas drag us through all these cities. So all that process have to be gone through everybody, like pious, impious, everybody has to go through that.
No, Prabhuji. If you are a devotee, you don't go. That's what at the beginning I was saying. For devotees, you are taken very respectfully to Yama. You don't have
No.
to
I'm
go
not.
to
I'm again repeating. I'm talking about our who are non-devotees. Who are non-devotees. I'm talking about them.
Yes, Prabhu. Karmis, if they fall, non-devotees are karmis. And they have to go through this, Prabhuji. Like I said, if they are good people doing good things,
Mm-hmm.
then they have the 10 days. But 10 days they are going through this only. And if you are very sinful, you are going through the same thing, but for 1 year. That means the punishment is intense. The way you are dragged,
Okay. That way. Okay.
it varies, Prabhuji, based on how you are, the level of your this one, the things take place. But this is the normal process.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Anybody else? Question? Reflection? This is interesting topic.
Hare Krishna Mataji and thank you very much for explaining this, the journey about of the soul, is how it has to go through everything that brings the seriousness in us, that we have to practice Krishna consciously, very devotedly in this life which was given to us. I just my mother, when she passed away, on the next day, I just saw at our home in the bathroom a small book, it's a very small book. My mother was very religious and she used to read Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures and all. There was a small book, What Happens to Death After Soul. I kept that book very safely in one cupboard and wanted to read it later, but later I couldn't find that book. So now, when you explained that to me, these things, I felt maybe it was like maybe she was conscious of all this and wanted to be aware of everything. So thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you, Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, nice class. You explain everything very nicely. But I have a question. You say this sinful person, they go to, when they die, they go to another body after 1 year. Then during this time, what they do? The soul, where they stay?
For 1 year?
Yeah.
That is the journey to Yamaloka. Like what I described, they have to go through those 16 cities. And the punishments are severe. And all that will happen. And then, after the punishment, then they get another body.
So those who are pious, they go through those 16 steps very quickly.
Everybody has to pass that, Mataji. But the speed, it's a little like VIP treatment. If you have some pious credits, or you are a devotee, then you have some special treatments. Like how you don't have to stand in the line in India. If you are a VIP, in any temple they have a separate door to go. Right? So
Yes.
like that, they have some special arrangements. But you have to pass through everything.
Oh, everybody has to go through.
Yeah. But the pain, what it goes through, it will be a little less compared to others.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, thank you, Mother.
This is not to scare anyone, but it's just to understand the scriptures so we become serious in Krishna.
So like
That's all.
those who are like criminal, those who are like sinful person, they do so many bad things. If they know that all these things, probably they won't do that.
Actually, in Srimad Bhagavatam itself, it is said, if you kill somebody, if you rob somebody, or if you steal something, you know, all the cheatings and all the negative things, whatever we can think of, everything is given. Any illicit things you do, what will happen in details. But we are not scaring people by saying all that. But knowing this itself, you feel that, right? Yeah, so that's
everybody should know all this.
Yeah.
So they will be like.
If you know the rules and regulations, it becomes easy for us to train ourselves. Then you know, if I don't go to school before 8:15, I will be tardy. If I don't eat Krishna Prasadam, there is something which is going to happen. If we know, then we can become more serious.
Yeah.
That's
it. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you. It was very informative. And what I want to say is, it's very coincident. I was also listening to a lecture, like where they were talking about this Garuda Purana, and where, of course, Srila Prabhupada has said it is Karma Kanda. For devotees, we don't follow that rituals. These are like rituals. And when somebody dies, in Karma Kanda, they ask the family to read Garuda Purana. Because that says, right, what happens to the soul, why you should not cry. Because when you are crying, the soul is there for 10 days looking. They can see what we are doing, but they talk. But then we cannot hear, it is very painful. So, but like, Srila Prabhupada was explaining, and he has written letters to Hansadutta Prabhu and like Urupanuga Prabhu, so many, that for devotees, we should not follow this Karma Kanda, because we just have to chant Hare Krishna and give Prasadam. So one good note is, yes, we should always know about this, like what happens, and it is for karmis definitely. But for devotees, Srila Prabhupada has said, and also Canto 6, Yamaraj himself has said that whoever reads Srimad Bhagavatam or chants, they are not going to come to my loka, because Yamaduta will not even come to them. Vishnuduta has to come. And also that's why Srila Prabhupada says that we have to have our Kanthimala and this tilak, because when Yamaduta comes and they seize, they pay obeisances and they go back. They cannot even touch. And also devotees, one good thing is for our family members, for 14 generations, again, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that takes 14 generations, also 7th canto, right, that we can deliver. But we have to be a devotee, like surrender devotee. And that is the good thing, like even if you are a criminal, whatever you are doing, Srila Prabhupada is saying, it takes seconds. If you 100%, Saranagati, like 100% you surrender to Krishna, he takes care, like Sabadharman Parityaja, he will take care. So Garuda Purana is very scary, as Mataji was saying. Yes, if you read, it's very scary. And everybody should know that. Then only it will be easy for them to take Krishna consciousness. That why to go through all this, right? We can start chanting, like offenselessly, we'll try. Prabhupada, in one lecture I was hearing, he said, even if you do one golden round, that also will take us, like, easily. So at least, like, that is better to know all these things. Canto 3, chapter 30 and 31 is very detailed, like as you said, what all even devotees they do. Devotees doesn't mean like, if we just put Kanthimala and Tilopi are devotee. We have to really follow the principles that has been given in the scriptures. Or if we don't, then 30 and 31 you will have nightmares. You cannot even sleep in the night. So very nice, very nice. Thank you so much. But yeah, one good note is Srila Prabhupada has said that it's easy to take up Krishna consciousness. Then you don't have to go through all these things.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. Very informative session. One quick question. You said about the Pinda Pradhanam, right? So what I heard generally is the son's responsibility is not the daughter's responsibility. So what happens in the family if you don't have a son?
Yeah. If the person has any brothers and they have children, they can do from.
Thank you.
Yeah. If they don't have brothers. If they don't have brothers. Yeah, son-in-law, whoever they can see as a son, that person can.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, before becoming devotees, we did some known and unknown sins. Okay, what about that? So once we became devotees, so those are going to be like.
Mataji, once you are a devotee, then Krishna will take care. That's what he is promising us in Bhagavad Gita, right? Mamekam Sharanam. You just take shelter of me and definitely I'll take care of you. So you don't have to worry about it. See, everything is a process, Mataji. When we are saying devotees, just chant today or inattentive, then you cannot call yourself devotee. The quality also should be there. So it will take, and why is he saying, out of so many souls, one will come. He's saying it's not like everybody will go, but we will take our time. We have our journey, but he will take care of everything. You don't have to worry. Once you fall in the right path, in the path of dharma, you're following Krishna consciousness, you have to leave everything to Krishna. Don't worry. Everything good will happen to you. And whenever something bad is happening, remember that this is your karma, what you are washing off here.
And for these bodies only, we have the bondings and relationship, everything, right? So once we died, so why the souls are coming? You told like Malayala, Mavasya, Mahalayas, they are coming. So how can they remember like they have this relationship?
That is still connected. That's why they have a Pitraloka and all that. Why all the forefathers are going there. And you have to do this. There are certain rules, for certain years, like I said, for so many years, that connection is there. There is a system built. There is a system built. And accordingly, it will work.
Okay, you told like how many days for soul to get another body, right? So for example, he is a devotee and for example, for 10 days, one soul get another body. Then what is the mean of putting every year pinda for that soul?
That is the process you have to do.
Why, if that soul is getting another body means, then why should we put the pinda?
Generations,
Yeah, yes, Mataji, but every soul will get the physical body, right?
Not like that. There are ghosts. There are ghosts, right? So there are also ghosts moving around. They're not getting, the subtle body is not getting a gross body. So when you become a devotee, either you chant for them, or if you are doing karma kanda, then you have to do pindas. Then they might get a...
Mataji, I did not touch upon the ghost part at all. This was only the nicer part. There is so much to it.
No,
actually, when you hear about that, you are scared. And you don't want to do Krishna consciousness because first you are in that thing, right? So if you take the positive things and start working on it, then you don't have to worry about the negative things. So now, if the thing what we individually here we have to do is think about us. We want to become Krishna conscious. When it's said, for the devotees, you don't have to worry about anything. Whether you have son, whether you don't have son, whether they are doing pinda, they are not, don't worry about that. But for you, staying in Krishna consciousness is what is very important. For us, we have to ask more questions. How to be devotees, how we have to live this life. Then everything is set. That is the plan.
No, whenever you are saying, I'm into that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm getting these
questions.
Questions. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Just I have to add one point. In Canto 6, it's written that if somebody, even unknowingly, it's like no devotion even, if they take Krishna's name, like not even direct Krishna's name, right? Somebody, they give the kid's name Madhava, Narayana, Gopal, like that, right? They didn't even know. So then they do not even see Yamaloka. That it's written in Canto 6. So in one class, somebody was asking, then if that's the case, then in Hindu, like in India at least, every house some them are taking that name. So then what it is? So the speaker explained that it's not that only when we go to Yamaluka, whatever you said, that punishment we see. Let's say we don't go to Yamaluka doesn't mean that we go back to Krishna. We'll again come back to this material world, and if we have a very horrible life, like there are so many, like you might not have 2 legs, or you cannot, like so many things will happen. So he was explaining that that is not less than any hell. So it is actually considered as hell only. So that is what it is. We have to, just like Mataji said, we have to take off Krishna consciousness and lead our life.
We have a very good example of Ajamila.
Yeah, Ajamila. Yeah.
He said Narayana, but actually Narayana was not God. Whom he called out was his son Narayana. But still he had the advantage. So what happened? He was given some time where he can become devotee and go back to. So just because he said Narayana, he didn't just directly go to Vaikuntha. There was some time given for his purification. So that will be the advantage for us. That's how it will work.
Rama Prabhu, you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for this wonderful lecture. 2 questions I have. One is like when you said soul has any sex, like it's a female or female, or anything else?
Soul, I've not heard that it has any sex, Prabhuji, but it has the desires exactly like how we have.
So those desires are like they are passed on by that particular body?
Subtle body, it's made of intelligence, mind and false ego. So whatever is happening, it's being carried out to all the lives.
Okay, so the soul carries all these with him.
But the thing is, we don't remember what happened in our previous lives, but that is carried. The impression, for some people they remember, most of us don't. And they say that even if there are any impressions, what the soul will remember, it is only when they are little. And as they grow, they'll forget. So that is a special gift by Krishna, that we don't want to remember everything. Just, exactly this question was asked, and that Prabhuji, he was saying, just imagine you were born as a worm in the stool. And you have to, how can you live this life thinking I was a worm in the stool? Worm. It's very difficult. So that's why he removes that. He'll make you forget and continue with this life.
And like what point of time that soul comes out of the body? Like, a person dies. If you look into today's world, they say that even the person dies, there is some time still, like you can revive.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. This also was said. I don't know if I can explain it correctly. They said 48 minutes the chances are there, but not for everybody. It seems the soul, it will leave. There are chances that Yamadutas have taken a wrong person. Then there is a chance that they will come back to the body. So that's why when the soul leaves, when you know the person is dead, immediately you should not burn him or do the next this one. You have to have at least 1 hour gap. Of course, when you do everything, you will have that gap. But there are chances that the person can come back alive. If there is a mistake, that can happen. But it's not always. Rarely it will happen. But that 45 minutes, it seems it will come back and see what is happening and all that. So.
In the Hindu culture, like what I have seen, once a person dies, so like we do some rituals. That ritual includes the bathing and all those kind of things.
Yes, Prabhu.
Laying the body on the
kushagrass and the direction and the way they put the tilak. Everything matters, it seems, for the journey of that soul.
Yeah, and that handi.
Everything is given, Prabhuji. everything is there. So it is just for its smooth journey. So they have everything there. I just didn't take any details here, but when you read or hear, it's like for hours together, Prabhuji. This morning I slept at 3 o'clock because it is never ending. And again from 9 o'clock I started. Even then, I just took the gist here and there, little bit only. If you go in detail, you just, I don't know how many. And it's complicated also, Prabhuji. You don't have to know too many things.
Yeah, that's what Jayapataka Maharaj said in that class only, that chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita should be read for devotees when somebody is dying, because Garuda Purana is too much, very intense for people to even understand that.
And just extending that same process, like why it just occurred me to ask, like why men, they are males, they are allowed to do the pindadana and all those. Why not the females?
I don't know about that, Prabhuji, because I didn't hear or read about it. So I don't want to just speculate sitting here. But that's a good question. Maybe we have to find out why women. I've heard somewhere, but I can't remember something about women I have read. But at this point, with this context, I don't know how to connect. Maybe I can recollect and tell you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else? Yes, Prabhu, please pass the mic.
It's a very interesting topic.
The more I talk, I get scared. I was actually hearing about ghosts. 3 o'clock, the house is so silent. I just paused and went and slept. I said, I don't know.
Even devotees, second initiation devotees, if you commit suicide, you become Brahma Rakshasa.
Yeah.
Which you don't have any hope. Most also you can get a gross body. But Brahma Rakshasa, there is nothing. So there are, so it's
Lot of things. Mataji, if you're interested, don't do it. Don't do it. When I was reading, I really got scared. I'm like, I don't want to know.
That's why you read Visina Kavacha. Brahma Rakshasa can die, nothing can happen. So there are a lot of options.
And there were examples given how that person, the speaker, one of the speakers, he was saying how he went through the experiences with ghosts. I mean, it's too much. Maybe someday while talking, I'll tell you.
It was very nice.
On.
Scary at the same time too.
Yeah.
Mic on.
Yeah, it was very nice session, but it was scary too at the same time. But I'd like to share some thoughts about, if Dhritarashtra poke eyes and he get blind. During our study, we might have killed live frogs and guinea pig and so many things, even without giving anesthesia or chloroform, don't get mixed with drug, and so then what we should do? It was intended to serve community, get out of study and serve community, but that's part of it. So my thought is just go to, Krishna consciousness, go take a shelter, just forget whatever.
Not like similar thing I can say, Prabhu, because I just heard last night, so I can recollect that. Not exactly in the lab or anything. They were saying, there was this tantric. So he was offering some meat, he was offering some animals and all for his puja. He used to take it to the graveyard and offer to Bhadrakali. So he was saying that does not come under the sinful thing, because that is the process. And for there are certain things where when you do according to the scriptures, it doesn't give you any sin. But mainly for eating purpose, if you have the slaughterhouse, whoever works in the slaughterhouse, and then whoever is getting the meat, the butchers or whoever, and then the stores who have that and sell them, and the person who is cooking that meat, and then the person who is eating. So the whole flow, it's only sense enjoyment, right? Just for our taste, for us we are doing. Then you incur sin in this process of eating meat. But he gave the example of this, offering for Bhadrakali, which he is doing now and then, but that is a process given in the scriptures and he is not incurring sins. But again, the devotee won't go in that way, but there are tantrics and all working on that thing. So we should differentiate.
That's it? Never ending questions? Okay, thank you, Kirtida. Big round of applause again. So it's a very interesting topic, isn't it? What happens after death? Scary. Yeah, but rather than worrying what happens after death, what should we do now is the question. The first point what she mentioned, that's very important. What should we do now? Knowing all this knowledge, we should act on it, right? So we should do something now. What is that? Become Krishna conscious. That's it. So whatever we do, it has to be Krishna conscious. Just keep Krishna in the center, we have done. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. He says, all your papas I'll take. We might have done 25 years of papa, 30 years of papa. Don't worry about it. Srila Prabhupada was asked the same question Mataji was mentioning, right? So one devotee has, I've done so many sinful activities before coming to Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada, then what is the hope now? How long does it take for me to become Krishna conscious? Or, Krishna can save me. What is the hope? Prabhupada says, 1 minute. 1 minute. You just surrender 1 minute. All your papas are gone. He says that, Krishna. So if we believe Krishna, if we have trust in Krishna, then we believe Bhagavad Gita, then we believe his words, then we act upon it. Right? So that's more important. When building is on fire, we should not analyze how the fire came. Right? If you start analyzing, it will burn. Rather, Prabhupada says, now we have to think about getting out of that building. Similarly, we are in this body, we should not think why we got into this body. We are already into this body. Right? If we start analyzing, then our analytical, already 50, 60, 70 years will be gone. Rather than analyzing why we got into this body, we are already into this body, the fire is there, just get out of this body. That's what Srila Prabhupada says, So that's what we have to work on. So we'll have Srila Prabhupada's quote for the week now, and then Prasadam. Vrinda?
25th December. Simply propagate this chanting, dancing, feasting, and following the regulative principles. These are the 4 pillars of our success. December 26th. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is called Chanchala. She does not remain at one place. Today, one man is very rich. Next generation is no longer rich. If you are actually religious, then don't spoil your money for sense gratification. Use it for service of Krishna. If you have got some money, try to construct a very nice temple for Krishna's situation. That is proper use. 27 December. The business of leader, he must be himself always enthusiastic and inspire others to be always enthusiastic. Then he is real leader. 28th December. A real Vaishnava will never say that he is superior to anyone. He will say that he is the lowest of living entities. If he says that he is superior, then actually he is not superior. 29th December. Bhishmadev was a military man, so he was pleased to see Krishna in military spirit, as much as gopis wanted to see Krishna as the most beautiful lover. Krishna can be loved in any feature, and because he is absolute, there is no difference to love Krishna as a military man or as a simple gopi. 30th December. There is a proverb in Bengali that one person wanted to see how many thieves are in this village, and when he began to scrutinize, he saw that everyone is a thief. Similarly, in this world, you go to anyone, they are all envious of God. 31st December. In Vrindavan, everyone is overwhelmed with love of Krishna. When they cannot find Krishna, they become mad. Although they do not know that Krishna is God. This is pure love, without any knowledge of Supreme, Powerful, Almighty. No contamination, just pure love. 1st of January. In the beginning, there may be some failures. That is quite natural. Just as a child is trying to stand, he may fall down. But that does not mean he should give up the idea. Go on. A time will come when you will be perfect. A time will come when you will be perfect. Krishna conscious. 2nd January. Krishna is offering by his descent that if you want to enjoy like this in the society of beautiful young boys and girls, come to me. Here it is, reality. January 3rd. It is not only in India, all over the world. There cannot be peace unless you reform the whole social structure, and that can be done only by this Krishna consciousness.
His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Wonderful quotes, isn't it? So please read. Our Brajesh Govind Prabhu sends to our group every day without miss. Please try to read those. It has very intense meaning if you understand. Two quick announcements. First thing is next week, next Saturday, we have a very special guest. I had already mentioned this, if you remember, that His Grace, who is coming? Madan Gopal Prabhu. Now Madan Gopal Prabhu is our secretary to Governing Body Commission and to our ISKCON Philadelphia Temple. Recently he took a responsibility of initiating devotees. He became a spiritual master. He's working outside as an IT person, but still he has so many responsibilities on his head. Excellent speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, and he is also constructing a very big temple in New Jersey, Tobacco. If you get a chance, please visit. It's in the process of construction. It's a beautiful temple. So he's going to be here next week. Please mark your calendars. Don't miss that. And at the same time, our very beloved His Grace Balabhadra Prabhu is also going to be with us. Okay, so you all know Balabhadra Prabhu, I guess. He's wonderful devotee. He's very senior. Srila Prabhupada disciple. So he's going to be with us, and also Madan Gopal Prabhu. So next week is very auspicious. Please don't miss it. And online devotees who are watching this, please make sure you come in presence if possible. And the second, where is it? Do we have our Makaranda Prabhu here? Oh, he went out. Okay, that is good. He's not here. Because New Year comes with new things, right? It's Krishna consciousness. Sometimes materials also. So he bought a new car today. Okay, so whenever you meet him, please congratulate him. Of course, he assured me that he's going to use new car for Krishna consciousness. So make sure he does so. So he bought just today. So please congratulate him. Okay, so we'll have prasada. Mahaprasade Govinde. Nama Brahmane Vaishnave. Kalpa Punya Utam Rajan. Vishwasvanaiva Jayate. Shadira Vidyaja. Jadendriya Taheka. Jiva Phile Vishya Sagare. Tara Madhya Jivahati. Lobhamai Sudurmati. Take Jata Katina Samsare. Krishna Barodayamai. Puribara Jivajai. Soprasada Nadilobai. Seyanamrita Pao. Sri Radha Krishna Gunagao. Premada Ko Chaitanya Nitai. Jainima Jainitai. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhara. Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Shri Radha Krishna Mahaprasadam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So one important thing, it is also said that without any understanding you should not do anything. right? Whatever activities we do, whatever prayers we do. So this Mahaprasade Govinda, it has very intense meaning, if you understand. Okay, we'll go through that actually in one of our sessions, we'll go through that. But please be attentive in the sense that when we sing Mahaprasade Govinda, it has a very deep meaning. And when we get a chance, we'll talk about it. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, online devotees, thank you.